Whoa, hey, yeah. Whoa, say what?
And welcome out to Armbar, a radio broadcast about wrestling. I'm your host, Isaac Ruiz. I'm here with my co-host,
Michael Balsadua, guys. What's up, guys?
So how you doing, Michael?
I'm doing great, man. I recently just made a big purchase using my income tax return, and might regret it later on, might not. I don't know. I bought a MacBook Pro, but I hope to use it for editing, for a lot of schoolwork. I already have a Mac at home, but this one's more portable, obviously, right? So I'm going to take it with me where I need to, I guess, and hopefully if I have to work on group projects, I'll have all the software and stuff ready to go on here. So
you're starting to be more of like a Mac person now?
Not really. I mean, not that I'm huge on Windows or anything, or I prefer Ubuntu over both of them, to be honest. But,
oh, wow.
But, it gets the job done, and, they're very highly acclaimed, apparently.
Yeah.
And I'm getting internet issues up here on my MacBook already.
Everybody gets internet issues up here.
So let's see if I don't even know if I'm going to be able to connect or tweet or do anything for you guys here on Armbar today on this episode, but we're going to try recording our podcast today, guys. I'm going to try posting this on my YouTube account, WWE ARMBAR. So,
and, we're going to put this up on Facebook.
We're going to put it up on Facebook once I, edit and get it uploaded and everything. That way everyone can see what we do here. If you guys don't listen to us live, we're going to try getting it, posted on the internet at least once a week.
You can finally see, what we both look like.
Yeah, so you're going to get to see, and, we're both pretty handsome dudes, honestly.
Yeah. Prepare for disappointment.
Prepare for disappointment, yes.
Anyways, I've been catching up on wrestling this week. Did you watch NXT?
I did watch NXT, actually, so I'm very hyped up to see, and I actually talked about it when you were out on Thursday, actually. That was my main focal point, but I'm excited to see Adrian Neville versus Finn Balor, for the, the number one contender spot, I guess, for the NXT Championship.
Did you watch Tommy versus Balor? That was a really good match.
Yes, I did, and it was probably the best match of the night, and oh man, that was just such a great match. These two individuals are going to do so many great things in the future here with the company, I hope,
Definitely.
And I just hope they keep it going. Unfortunately, Tommy's, push kind of got shrunk down a little bit.
Well, see, this is one thing I was talking about with my fiance Linda the other day, is that in WWE, and whenever somebody loses, it's because they look weaker. They're made to look, a lot worse. I've noticed something that, even in like stuff like New Japan or even down there in NXT, a loss really isn't that bad for a person. It shows that, they tried their best, they put up a valiant fight. But WWE is so obsessed with this idea of, okay, we have to protect this guy and make him look strong. We can't de-push him, so we're going to interfere.
Yeah.
And put like a dusty finish here. But losing ultimately doesn't, stop a guy's push, or losing doesn't ultimately make a guy look bad.
Yeah, and WWE storylines, it means something else. It means something can either be bigger or better, bigger and better for them, basically. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that they do something a little more with him, though. I mean, like I said, he hasn't been in NXT that long, So definitely we want to see a push for him later on. Definitely for the NXT Championship. I don't know if they're going to be pushing Neville and guys like, Sami Zayn towards the main roster very soon. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean,
I hear that Sami Zayn might be going up really soon.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he's that one of those type of talents that can make an impact, on the main roster. Wearing a hat today, guys, so I just bumped up this, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see that, and I'm hopefully, he'll stir some stuff up. I'm really wanting them to do the roster split again, actually.
Oh yeah, a brand split would be
or
really
a brand
good,
split. I think that would help both shows in its entirety. But at the same time, I don't feel like they need another champion or to bring another champion. A SmackDown champion.
I really like the idea of having the IC title and the US title be represented on both shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. That way both, champions can just swap over to shows, and whoever's not, can definitely try pushing for those titles and then work their way up to moving their way onto both shows, things like that. So, I don't know, man. I mean, what did you think about Raw this past Monday?
I mean, it was a pretty decent Raw. I mean,
we got this mariachi music going on in the background. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not.
Hopefully not.
But we're in a building where they are using, because I guess the music building isn't finished yet over here on the east side of campus.
Yeah.
So they have to use the auditorium here in the building that we have here that we use our radio casts. So I'm hoping that, these people are pushed out of here eventually, because I don't want there to be any audio interference. I know all you guys want to hear about is wrestling and nothing else. So, okay, going back to Raw, though.
All right, so Monday Night Raw was pretty good. You had a pretty good match. Of course, you're gonna start off the match. Daniel Bryan and Roman versus Kane and Big Show, and there's interference right there.
Yeah, and it was a short-lived match, obviously, because they're using that match and just adding another person to it and pushing it towards the end.
But it built up towards a 5-on-2 handicap match.
Yeah, exactly. That's and that's the one match I missed. Unfortunately, I went and decided I'm gonna go buy this MacBook yesterday.
Where'd you go buy it?
At Best Buy. I purchased it online and then I just picked it up. Because I got a student discount and then there was another $100 off. I was like, screw it, might as well. So
anyways, you have that match going on. Ryback defeated Seth Rollins, but by DQ.
Yeah, and you know what match really kind of disappointed me?
Which one?
And I want to talk about right now was the Dolph Ziggler match, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Ziggler, honestly. I don't know what is happening to him as far as push goes. I wish he would come back.
I mean, at one point he was posting on Twitter saying, hey, if, me and Daniel Bryan aren't going to be in the main event spot, why don't we, try stealing the show? And, fighting against each other at WrestleMania, which isn't going to happen, obviously.
Speaking of which, I have something to bring up in the Dirt Sheet Roundup coming up.
Oh, Dirt Sheet Roundup.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to Ziggler, though, like I said, he lost all his momentum. He got fired. He lost his Intercontinental Championship prior to that,
and
obviously.
And now Dean Ambrose is gunning for that title.
And now, and of course they're going to try pushing Dean Ambrose. And, I'm all for Bad News Barrett, BNZ, or whatever, being the Intercontinental Champion. I think he makes a great, heel.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who knows? I mean, Dean Ambrose has been the United States champion before.
I remember that Ziggler beat Bad News Barrett twice, and he still hasn't gotten an opportunity for that title.
Exactly, right? So, like I said, where are they going with him and his story? And, it's just disappointing. I hate to see it. Maybe Triple H is right. Maybe they don't have to push the people that work the hardest, unfortunately, because like you said, everyone works hard, right?
Yeah.
But it's just sad to see him go that way, because really at this point, WrestleMania is less than 50 days away. It's coming up already, and what is he gonna do? Who's he gonna fight? Are they just gonna have him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
I would love to
it's
see
ridiculous.
Cesaro win that again.
Yeah, But for guys like that, Cesaro, at least him and Tyson Kidd are making a run for the tag team championship.
The best thing we can say about Ziggler right now is that at least he's on TV every week.
At least he's on TV every week, but they have him, losing to guys that, shouldn't even be beating him in the first place,
Yeah.
you can't. I don't even remember who he fought against. Who did he fight against on Raw, actually?
He fought against Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, okay, he fought against Bray Wyatt, and of course Bray Wyatt, we already know he's going to, I missed it, but my friend told me that he's calling out The Undertaker.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing. They make it very obvious that they're going to do something with Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker at WrestleMania. If The Undertaker accepts, I don't even know what's going on with that. But
did you catch the Sting segment?
I did not actually, no.
Sure.
But he told me about it, though.
Triple H could see, this huge promo saying he's been trying to get in contact with Sting and he challenges Sting to something.
All right, guys, we are live on Facebook. I'm sorry, hold on. I'm trying to get stuff going on here. That's why.
But yeah, he can't. There's this whole segment. He calls him out. Then Sting starts blacking out the building, and it reminds me of old WCW Sting, where there's a bunch of Stings in the arena, one in the rafters, one in the bleachers, and then this fake Sting comes out in the ring and stands
another fake
next
Sting.
To Triple H. Yeah, it's Jumpin' Jeff Farmer.
Yeah.
No, but. Sting comes right next to Triple H, and Triple H freaks out. He turns over to Titantron, and then and then it's something like Triple H, I accept.
Oh gosh.
So this is building up to a match.
It's cheesy though. They're making it a little cheesy to the point where they're just basically knocking off whatever they did back in WCW, which is, in my opinion, not original.
I do enjoy that.
You do enjoy. It's nostalgic for the fans that have been watching wrestling as long as we have. But for kids that, have never seen Sting or, have heard of him, they're going to be like, well, okay, what's going on? That's not Sting, or whatever. I
guess it's because they kind of expect them to know who Sting is. And I guess they kind of expect them to know what's going on. If they're not used to Sting or they haven't been watching the network, then you can just go ahead and.
Who watches the network anyway? How much is the network again?
It's only $9.99.
But it's free for the month of February,
Yeah,
guys. So, oh shoot, I keep hitting the mic. I need to take this hat off or
you can
put
watch,
it backwards.
You can watch Fastlane.
We can watch Fastlane for free, and the month of February is free. So for those of you who do not have the WWE Network, don't forget I'm plugging the network for free here, guys. So here we go. I'm posting links on Twitter, guys, for you guys who aren't listening or watching. So what my 20 followers that I have now on Twitter, it's growing surprisingly.
It's growing steadily.
I'm gonna put Heroes Live on Twitter.
But yeah, there's this whole thing going on, and then you have the New Day with Xavier Woods and Kofi this time around, and they defeated Golden Stardust, and of course Stardust is having this identity crisis.
Yeah, what's going on with that? That's already 2-3 weeks in a row already where Stardust is just kind of going crazy, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on with that?
I guess they're trying to bring the Cody Rhodes character back, but it's going to be up to Goldust, and it's funny to me because I've always thought that the performance is going to be. Like Golden Stardust at WrestleMania, but with Goldust as the heel, and it looks like he's going to be the face this time around.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting actually to see Goldust as the face. But his persona as far as character goes, he's never really been.
Yeah.
He's kind of just been in the middle for fans. I remember him. Feuding with Austin back in the day at one point.
Wasn't he feuding with Roddy Piper?
He's feuded with pretty much everyone. And he was big for me as far as Intercontinental Champion goes back in the day. When he was
IC title.
I think he was probably one of the best Intercontinental Champions in my opinion. But like I said, whatever they do with Goldust, I'm basically fine with. Because the guy he still got it. I don't know if they're gonna push him out. Maybe he just wanted to come back and prove to himself, hey, I can still do it. Obviously, he can. He can still fight with the big dogs.
If this culminates to a final match between Goldie and Cody, it'd be a great thing to see happen.
Oh yeah,
but
would not mind that at all.
Yeah, it'd be a good WrestleMania match. I don't know how long you get on the card, but it'd be really well done. And, hopefully it leads into Goldust getting to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm hoping that also. There's not a lot of... there was only one person that was actually still on the active roster that was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that was Ric Flair.
And Shawn Michaels. Don't forget
Shawn Michaels. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, you might have been right, actually. I don't remember that one, actually. But I thought Shawn Michaels had got inducted right after he retired.
No.
Or after the streak. Was it during or...
It was in the middle of the streak.
Because I remember he lost to The Undertaker, right?
He lost to The Undertaker, but the night before he had been inducted, which is basically he's losing.
Okay, so 2 guys, I guess. And, of course, Ric Flair's the only person to be inducted twice, with the 4 Horsemen and, by himself. So, I don't know, very shady Raw, it was one of those where, you could, change the channel if you wanted to. Nothing really interesting happening. But, I don't know, man. For me, right now, the WWE, what's, entertaining me is NXT, unfortunately, but I love it. I love the show a lot. I love what they're doing with it. I hate to say that Triple H is the genius behind NXT. Well, he's not the genius. Because he knew it was out there. FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling or whatever, was already there. They had a base or whatever, but he decided, let's make this a little more mainstream. Let's bring in more people. Let's put this on the air and let's show them what these young guys can do. And honestly, it's really impressive.
I'd love to see NXT become its own brand.
It should, honestly. They shouldn't. I shouldn't have to pay $9.99 a month to watch this. I would love to see this on there. I think they used to show it on Sci-Fi actually, but they pushed it off once they put SmackDown on.
That used to be a game show though.
Oh, it was. Okay, yeah. I think it was back in the day when Daniel Bryan was still, doing the whole thing with Miz and everything like that.
If I'm correct, isn't Daniel Bryan the first world champion from NXT?
You know what? He probably is, but I don't want to say. I don't want to. Fans out there, correct us on Twitter if you're wrong. But or on Facebook. But I'm not too sure about that. He possibly is, but I know that Daniel Bryan didn't fully come from that system.
Yeah,
that's why he's done other things prior to whatever came out of NXT.
Ring of Honor, New Japan, you name it.
Yeah, and he was under Shawn Michaels' wing. When he first got into it. So, I don't know. That's a good question, though, but I guess it's something to look up and do information about, I guess. So, I don't know. What else should we talk about here, Mr. Isaac?
I mean, you have the main event here.
Main event. That's what I
the
missed,
5-on-2
actually.
the 5-on-2 handicap match. In the end, something kind of interesting happened.
What happened?
You had Brian miss a drop kick, and then
Oh yeah, this is where my friend said he's doing the authorities' bidding.
No,
But it was an accident. Was it an accident?
It was an
or-
accident. Like, how do you know?
How do you
and
miss
then-
something like that up,
And then
right?
you had Roman Reigns attack Daniel Bryan, which got huge heat, huge boost.
Yeah, but question: did Daniel Bryan really? Was it
was
an accident?
Man, he would never look at the authority.
Maybe not that, but you know what? Maybe he's trying to send a message towards Roman Reigns, saying, "Hey, I'm going to be the main event spot guy for WrestleMania, and this is how I'm going to prove it to you, whether
he has to prove
it's
in the
messing
ring.
it up, whether it makes him lose a match or not, obviously, because that's what happened probably, right? They end up losing the
definitely.
match. So.
But I don't know if it's going to be a Roman Reigns heel turn, if it's a Daniel Bryan heel turn. I don't know what's going to be happening here, but to me, it wouldn't make too much sense for Daniel Bryan to be working with the authority.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, we all remember what happened last year with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatts and how that turned out. So whatever does happen, I mean it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm just saying, it was a glimpse of wow. Like I really like Daniel Bryan as a heel, and it made me remember when he was doing the no and just arguing with all the fans. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy him as a heel as much as I like him as a face. I think he's one of those guys that can. I mean, like CM Punk. He played a great heel, but he's also a great face also when they want to be. So, and they know how to work a crowd, and that's what really people need. In the business nowadays, you need to know how to work the crowd because the last show I went to, unfortunately, Daniel Bryan wasn't there, but the crowd was just kind of dead at the show.
That's most Texas shows, honestly.
You know what? But I've been to maybe close to 10 shows already at the State Farm Arena here, and there were some that were just a lot more exciting, and I felt were a little more genuine, minus the smoke and the the little screens that they put up.
Yeah.
They didn't even use those the first couple of shows I went to.
Yeah, I remember there was a house show I went to that had Undertaker and JBL.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, the Undertaker, I only got to see him live once. He was down here one time, and that was it. And he tag teamed with his brother Kane, and it was, I don't even remember who the other tag team was, but it was unforgettable. Like, you just can't.
Twice live. Once at that house show, and once at WrestleMania vs. Edge.
I mean, it was just great, and I loved it. And oh my gosh, it was. I got to see Edge, wrestle a few times also. And it was just something magical for me, guys. I don't know. I mean, they know how to work a crowd, and like I said, like a lot of these, whatever's going on now, I don't know what's going on, but I just don't feel like they can't get a response out of the fans like they used to, so
but
much.
Whose fault is that? Is that the crowds or is that the wrestlers?
I mean, it could be the crowds, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because
you have crowds like the Royal Rumble one. You have the really smarky crowds. Excuse me for using that word, but
that's true. Yeah, the people in Philly hate to bash on you guys, but that was really upsetting.
I really enjoyed that crowd though.
I mean, I give them props to doing it, being the booing guys that they are. They just booed the heck out of anyone that got into the Rumble. I feel bad for wrestlers that are just legitimately trying to make a paycheck, obviously, because that's what they're there for as well. But I mean, it hurts my heart a little bit to discredit a lot of these guys, because they do work hard. I agree with Triple H though that they all work hard.
I don't think it was really discrediting them. It was just more really like, hey, if WWE isn't going to hear our voices, we're going to make them as loud as they can so they can hear us.
Yeah, and that's what we got from that. So,
all right, guys, we're going to head into a quick song break here. Please stay tuned.
Be right back.
And welcome back.
Welcome back to Armbar, guys. Yeah.
All right, so here we got our dirt sheet roundup. We got 3 good stories for you here.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so first things first, Vince McMahon seems to have changed his mind about the WrestleMania main event.
All right, so by that, what do you mean though? Like,
so according to F4W,
Hi.
We're on here.
Yeah, we're on there. You need to talk to him or what? Oh, that's fine.
Right,
go ahead and let him in. Yeah, sorry, we have some special guests.
Online,
Yeah.
Vince McMahon seems to have changed the main event, and it looks like it will be another triple threat this year for the world title.
Another triple threat.
Yeah, it's going to be Brock versus Bryan versus Lesnar.
Is this going to be another Bautista fiasco?
Brock versus Bryan versus Reigns. I think it might be another Bautista fiasco. I'm not
I
sure
don't know,
about
man, because, like, I mean, I feel sorry for Batista, in general.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like they just brought him in so that he can promote his movie Guardians of the Galaxy, which
I mean,
came
of
out
course,
last
that was
year.
the
but,
original plan.
Yeah.
What did they do with The Rock?
What did they? Yeah, where'd he go? He lost the title. He never got his
Yeah.
rematch. But he just never came back. He's one of the highest paid actors right now. So I mean, definitely The Rock can come back and get his rematch anytime he wants.
Yeah.
And excuse the background noise, guys. By the way, there's some guests in here. We have some guests in the studio, and y'all want to introduce yourselves, or?
Hey guys, these are people that want to do shows.
Oh, okay, all right, great. We run the show at a university, obviously, right?
Yeah,
So
second time this happened.
I mean, yeah, second or third time. It's always our show. What's the deal? What's going on?
We like you guys.
No, but okay, that's fine. Future radio broadcasters, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, we want these people to get involved. You don't have to be, a communications major or mass communication majors to get into the
Brock Radio?
into Bronc Radio or TV. So
That's a plug,
that's a plug. If you guys are interested and you come to the university.
Yeah.
And you want to get your own show started, come talk to Mr. Mann or Mr. Taylor, and they'll hook you up, or talk to Jen here, and you can't miss her with her red hair. But
all right,
but
back into all right.
no problem. Thanks. Sorry, we have a little cluttered up in here. Thanks, guys. But
all right, back into the Dirt Sheet Roundup here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what are your views on the main event here? I mean, it is another booty scenario because the Daniel Bryan fans are cheering really loud.
Triple threats have the potential to be great matches, okay?
Yeah.
And when I'm saying that, I'm going back to WrestleMania 2021, where you see Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best triple threats match I've ever seen, ever probably, in a
And
main event at WrestleMania.
And that can be rivaled by Bryan versus Orton versus Batista.
Yeah, and of course, all headliners, but I really feel like it's, they're just trying to either push Brock Lesnar out of the picture little by little by doing stuff like this. Because, honestly, in a one-on-one event or confrontation, Daniel Bryan's not going to beat Brock Lesnar.
I mean, there's no suspension of disbelief. I mean,
there's disbelief, but at the same time, okay, yes, look at the stature here. And I'm just going to go by size.
But then, you had Frank Mir tap out Brock Lesnar, and Mir thought Bryan's nice. So.
Yeah, that's true, but that's UFC. This is WWE, sir.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
anything can happen.
MMA versus
You had Rey Mysterio
wrestling.
become world heavyweight champion.
And
weighs
that,
150 pounds.
He weighs probably less than that. But at the same time, you have to consider, at that time they had the two titles running on both shows, and the world heavyweight championship wasn't the main title that they were focusing on at that time. So it really, like I said, it really. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the triple threat match, to be honest. I feel like they're kind of pushing Reigns out of the picture, a little bit, but it's whatever. I don't know.
All right, second story. Dean Ambrose might be getting a gimmick change.
All right, what's Dean Ambrose's gimmick change? I want to know this.
So he might be going from Lunatic Fringe to more like a cool, sleazy type of Vegas gambler.
A Vegas gambler, like Gambit from X-Men?
If you've ever seen The Hangover, think like that.
I have no clue what they would want to do with that. I mean, I kind of like the Lunatic Fringe. I like the Lunatic Fringe concept. It fits him pretty well. I like his no care attitude. I don't really care. I'll fight against whoever you put me against. I'm not gonna do what you guys tell me to do, basically, just because you want me to do it. If you think about it, it's kind of like a little semi-Stone Cold, rebellious type thing going on.
You can think of it like that, but
I think about it like that. But I mean, at the same time, it's I don't know. You can't. I don't know how to explain it, but you can't, force people to like new gimmicks. I mean, look what they did with Three-Man Band, or stuff like that. It's going to be a gimmick where fans accept it or they just hate it and reject it. And
look at New Day. They've been getting no reaction. They've been built up.
Exactly. But I still get no reaction from them, and I feel like guys like Kofi Kingston, Big E, they're better off on their own. I don't see them in groups like that. I have a lot of respect for guys like that. Guys that I know Kofi. He's one of my favorite guys to watch in the ring. The guy's all over the place.
He's really great in the ring.
He's all over the place. And Big E. He had his run with the Intercontinental Championship, but what did they do with him? They just kind of brushed him off a little bit after he lost the title.
And it's really funny because
thank you, Rusev, by the way. We can thank Rusev for that.
Vince McMahon was really, really big on Big E.
He was, and I'm surprised that they're still not trying to go, with something with him, But like I said,
the guy is strong, and then I don't know if you've seen his Instagram videos, but he has a lot of personality.
He's hilarious.
He's really funny.
He's hilarious. I've seen a lot of them actually, and the guy just cracks me up, And like I said, it hurts to see him just like not push a guy like that. Guys like Kofi who have a lot of great in-ring ability, but at the same time, they want to focus on their main event stories. Like John Cena versus Rusev.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that right now. Actually, I kind of want to talk about a little bit about what's going on with the U.S. Championship.
Well, we got one more story here. So,
but I mean, if you want to cut to commercial, that's fine.
No, we got one more story here.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard about it, but did you hear about what happened with Seth Rollins?
I did not. Go ahead and tell me what happened with Seth Rollins.
Okay,
actually.
so while Rollins was at Raw, his Twitter got hacked.
Oh, really?
Which led to a few inappropriate pictures.
How does that happen, though? Does someone steal your phone? Did his phone get taken? And
I don't know.
And he just doesn't know what's going on.
Like, so, of course, picture of an NXT diva got put up. She was nude, and in retaliation, his fiance put up another, a few pics up of Seth Rollins. So.
Well, I guess, if they're
really
going to do one, they got to do the other,
It's a really unfortunate situation all around.
Gross, who wants to see a nude of Seth Rollins, okay? Ladies, please call into our number if you want to see the nude of that. And hopefully we can get an on-phone interview one of these days just for the heck of it, guys.
Yeah.
I want to actually try this one of these days.
It's a really unfortunate situation, and just, it sucks for everybody all around because, nobody deserves to get, cheated on or affair. If that happened with Seth Rollins' fiance, I don't know, but nobody deserves to get their pictures put up.
But at the same time, if this continues to make, the mainstream media, what's that say about Seth Rollins, little things like that.
It happened with Edge, and it happened with...
It did, but I mean, like I said, what his image as far as, he's a heel guy.
Yeah.
He's just straight up bad dude, and, he's always going to be doing his thing with, J&J security, I guess.
I really think of Rollins as a new Edge.
He is. I don't know. Edge, he opened my eyes to a lot of the heel aspect of things,
Great heel.
He was a game changer for a lot of, a lot of people, because before people would just boo heels, and, for guys like Edge, people started liking him, you know, so, I really enjoyed, the aspect of that. But at the same time, like Seth Rollins, I don't know, like I feel like that's a setback for him. It might be a setback for him because really, what's he doing for WrestleMania? What's his lead to WrestleMania?
I don't know. Like I'm
who did he fight against on Raw?
I'm hoping he cashes. I'm hoping he cashes in after the main event.
I mean, that would be a huge game changer, if like something happens with Brock Lesnar and whoever else, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, whoever wins it, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, because I have a feeling Brock Lesnar isn't going to walk out champion after WrestleMania.
No. The guy's
he's going to be done probably.
I think he's dead set on going to the UFC.
Yeah, so I mean, if that's his case and that's his decision, we're all for it. I'm not against him, that because they're going to pay him more money there probably than they are in the WWE. And at the end of the day, for guys like that, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
And the money's going to take you. That's why you don't see Rock back in the WWE, because he gets paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions and millions for the millions and millions of the Rock's fans, But, this guy, of course, he's out of the business already. But Brock Lesnar, he's still young. He's in his mid-30s right now, I guess. And he came into the business at a really young age.
Right now, so.
He's still a beast. He's still got many years left, So whether he decides to leave or stay, I know Vince McMahon, his paycheck's big, but or his wallet's big, but what can you do with that
right now?
Yeah, exactly. But the WWE Network does have 1 million subscribers, so that's do the math there, sir. That's another 100 million a year that the WWE is getting just off of subscription.
And yet they've been in the red the past few years.
Yeah, and of course, as far as ratings go, but the diehard fan's always gonna, lean towards the classic stuff. I like watching a lot of the content on WWE Network. So going back to that though, I don't know, Seth Rollins.
It's just an unfortunate situation.
It is, and hopefully it's not, majorly leaked. I don't want to see it on, stations like ET Tonight or something like that, Entertainment Tonight. Oh, WWE superstar Seth Rollins, caught cheating on his wife, via Twitter. Someone hacked into his Facebook page. It's just really, not
it's just
for.
scummy. It's just scummy.
It's scummy, especially in the PG era and what we have going on now. For the kids, like we don't want to be pushing that for our for our kids. I have two 8-year-old nephews that watch the show every night.
My 8-year-old nephew is gonna go look up Seth Rollins. That's the first thing he's gonna see.
He might do that, and you never know. You might see a picture of Seth Rollins junk, but nobody wants to see that. I'm just saying,
Yeah, it's gonna be a real hard time for Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah.
It's a real bono situation.
A real what kind of situation?
It's just gonna be really stiff for him.
Yeah, it's gonna be really stiff for him, guys. Pun intended. But all right, guys, we have about 15-20 minutes left on the show, so we're gonna cut to our last commercial break, and I guess we're just gonna see what we close the show off here, guys. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, we're back, and we're here for our final segment. So you brought up something along the lines of John Cena versus Rusev.
John Cena and Rusev. Okay, whatever I saw in Raw, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to John Cena's eye. Okay, what's going on there?
Yeah.
But probably got hurt at a house show or something like that. But or maybe just got into a fight backstage or something. Maybe I don't know. Maybe CM Punk just came back and got mad, and he was like, "You know what, John Cena, I'm gonna punch you in the face."
He showed up his new UFC stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I'm excited to see that. When's his fight anyway?
I think in July.
Like later on this year, so we'll see. He's either gonna get his butt kicked or either way he's gonna get his butt kicked. I don't even know what's happening in there. But John Cena, I don't know, like for me, like the promo that they cut with Lana and Rusev, I feel like they're making him seem super old, like an old grandpa.
I mean, he's
been in the business for 13 years.
But he's about the same age as Lesnar, and Lesnar's not that old.
He's not that old. He's in his mid-30s.
Put it this way.
I think he's like
Dean
36.
Dean Ambrose, he's a young top guy, now, and Dean Ambrose is only like a few years younger than him. Daniel Bryan's only 2 years younger than him.
Yeah, so I mean, these newer guys that came in, they're not that much younger than John Cena to begin with. Although John Cena's been headlining a lot longer, obviously.
So it feels like a long time.
They make mention, he's a 15-time champion, but over the course of 13 years, you don't just just become champion overnight. Unfortunately, a lot of these guys, they do it for 20 years, like Rey Mysterio, and he gets it for one night. Whether it lasts 3 months, a lot of these guys are in the business to hold that gold.
I love to see John Cena. Okay, I'm gonna admit this right now. It's kind of shameful. I watch Total Divas.
I don't watch it that often.
I watch Total Divas, and you know what? It's entertaining.
It's entertaining, but at the same time, it's very dramatic in my opinion. I think these girls just take it to another level with the drama, and I'm just like, really,
I'm gonna say this:
y'all are adults.
The show would be better if it didn't have Natty or Eva Marie.
I love Eva Marie though.
Eva
She's
Marie
just perfect eye candy though. She cries a lot. Yeah.
Cries in every episode. Yeah. And Natty is just annoying. She just loves to complain about everything.
She doesn't seem like that type of person, in the ring or like on air when she's doing her professional things, I guess. But on Total Divas, she does seem like a whiner and a complainer. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe that's why Tyson Kidd's always giving her the cold shoulder. On the air, paying homage to that.
You never see Tyson's side of the story.
You never see his side of the story.
Maybe you should have, Total Superstars.
But what I like about Tyson Kidd is that he's wearing cats on his tights now. Fact, okay? So, that's one thing that I'm really loving about that aspect. But, oh my gosh, too many things to talk about Total Divas. But going back to John Cena, okay?
And then you brought me up to a great point, like, you really don't see ring psychology in the ring anymore because you had, this whole match with John Cena. I remember there was like a whole 10 count going on. He was down outside the middle of the ring. As soon as the 9 hits, he just pops right back up and goes in the middle of the ring. It's like, what happened to selling? What happened to...
Yeah, at least try to get up a little bit, halfway through the count and pretend like you're hurt or something like that.
Like, here's the thing. Like, I was talking with this to my fiance the other day, and it's like, she brought this up. She hates seeing Daniel Bryan do his kick sequence where, like, the guy is on his knees because, in reality, who's just going to sit there and take a bunch of kicks? Or
nobody, The one where he's, kicking him in the corner of the ring is a little more real than if they're just, on their knees in the middle of the ring opposed to that, because it's true. Who's just going to sit there and take kicks, at that slow of a pace.
And we went through, through this whole conversation, like this whole list. Like, you remember Rey Mysterio's 619 stood up that it took like 20 years to get there?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how he pulled that off so many times against so many big guys.
Or like even, that. Oh, okay, here you go. I'm gonna throw a punch at John Cena. Wait, he dodged it like he does every single time, and I'm gonna get sidewalk slammed.
Yeah, so.
It's the whole 5 moves of doom thing that. It just curses people, and
I think that's what's killing wrestling right now.
To me, it throws me out of the mood of the match because, and I hate to say it, but as much as I do love finishing moves, I wish that they didn't get used every single time to finish a match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind quick roll-ups or like spontaneous victories.
No. Like even if you look at New Japan Pro Wrestling, you look at Japanese pro wrestling in general. Some finisher moves get brought out like every 2 years, like the Burning Hammer,
it's very, and that's the thing. I think they're making it like to the point where, I guess you should expect it, right? But they shouldn't, because
over there it means something. If you use a finishing move over there, it's because it's devastating and it's like a last resort.
It's a last resort. Yeah, that just means that they can't. And I feel like when you see wrestlers like John Cena, who's doing the attitude adjustment like
every
5
day.
times. He does it 5 or 6 times, and guys are kicking out of it.
Like,
is it really a finisher at
what
that
does that
point?
mean? Like, remember when the DDT used to be considered a devastating move, and now it's like in every moveset?
I feel like a DDT is still more impactful and hurtful than an attitude adjustment.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm seeing on Twitter some guy just posted, since HBK retired, WWE just doesn't feel the same, which is kind of true.
Nobody can replace a Heartbreak Kid.
No one can. And it's just, a guy like that, who could probably still do it, honestly. The guy could probably still wrestle if he wanted to, but, he wants to be with his family. He wants to enjoy, his money and what he's accomplished,
He has a youth ministry up in San Antonio.
And he's, the guy did it for so many years, so... I mean, it's cool to see him come back and, be on little bits, where he's in the ring with Hollywood Hulk Hogan and other guys like that, where he's just messing around, but... when guys like Brock Lesnar come into the ring and try getting in their face,
breaks his arm,
or something like that. Okay, yeah, this is the real side of this is the it feels a little more real aspect of wrestling because this guy's already been out for close to 5 years already.
Definitely. But going back to the whole psychology thing, like it just kind of throws me out of the match because you can only suspend your disbelief so much. And to me, it's just like, I know when a match is going to end, and I'm just like, okay, let me see the next match.
It's too predictable, right?
The biggest thing that I remember is, like, remember when Bryan first pulled out his knee on his match in SummerSlam against John Cena?
Yeah, that was...
Nobody expected that.
No one expected that.
And, that brought, like, great excitement. I was like, yeah, he did it. He beat Cena. And
of course, definitely. Otherwise, the fans were going to riot.
It was just so unexpected.
It was very unexpected.
And, I miss that feeling of, like, not knowing what's going to come next, not knowing, how the match is going to finish or when it's going to finish. Because everything's just a dusty finish or roll-up or a finisher these days. And I really miss, a match or a finisher meaning something.
Yeah, and, nowadays it's just, like, there's just so many matches that have too much interference. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. I'm tired of seeing J&J interfere. I'm tired of seeing, one of the Bellas, interfere in one of the Divas matches. It's just
you would love watching Lucha Underground because I've been catching up on that. The best way I can describe it, it's like, imagine if there was like a drama TV show about pro wrestling. That's it. It just has pro wrestling in it as opposed to like a TV show about wrestling.
Yeah,
wrestling TV show.
And that's only on DirecTV, or is it?
I think you can just watch it online on YouTube.
I gotta take a look at that actually.
It's a really great show. It's only an hour long too.
If you can link me on the Facebook page here that we
Definitely.
got going on, but.
And then I've been watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's one of my favorite promotions right now. And then TNA's been getting viewership back, so they're doing really well.
And what channel is TNA on now
It's
again?
on Destination America.
For only $5 a month. I don't even know what's going on with that. But
TNA, TNA is a favorite promotion of mine. I was a TNA mark back in the day. I loved seeing Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles and Samoa Joe go at it, but
Samoa Joe, man, that's one guy I really wanted them to bring to the WWE, and it just
he's
never
never
happened.
going.
It just never happened, I guess.
He's never going. AJ Styles is never going either.
Sadly, I wish those two guys would have been, recruited somehow in some way. But I guess they're like their stings of their generation. Stings strictly stuck to WCW.
It's funny because CM Punk wanted to bring Samoa Joe into WWE for rivalry, but Vince
just didn't want to do it. I guess
he was too big apparently.
He was, and I guess because
and
I
guess
guess
you have guys like Bray Wyatt and Kevin Owens, tearing it up.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, when they bring guys like Samoa Joe in, it's more for a legitimacy purpose, rather than promos and talk.
If there's a good comparison I can bring Samoa Joe to, it'd have to be Taz.
Yeah, and man, I miss that. I miss Taz watching the wrestling. I miss his commentating. You
Yeah.
know, on SmackDown. Unfortunately,
you can watch it on TNA. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch it on TNA. Unfortunately, he went the other way. But oh man, dude, it's true though that guys like that. Oof,
And they
they're
had
something
great
to
ring
watch.
psychology to them. Like Bray Wyatt knows how to work a match. He knows how to keep a viewer interested. It's just that you have that finisher syndrome going on. And then Samoa Joe is just a great ring general, ring technician. Like he knows how to bring psychology to a match, and he knows how to make a submission mean something. If I remember, he had like 5 different submission finishers in TNA, and he was undefeated for a long time.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't disagree there, but I didn't really follow Samoa Joe at the time, on TNA.
Yeah.
Sadly, TNA I watched it for a little bit and then I just kind of phased out of it. But a lot of things got in the way of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anything you want to close the show off with today before we head out here on Armbar, guys?
Well, my foot's killing me because I wore the wrong socks.
He's
today.
wearing the wrong socks today, guys. So don't wear, I guess, ankle-high shoes when you're wearing low cut socks, because it's just you're gonna get a lot of shaping, guys. So I don't know. We're gonna try. And I'm sorry, Isaac. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. We're not probably gonna do the show on Thursday because I have to take care of something for one of my classes.
It's cool. That's cool.
But we're gonna try. For the rest of the semester after this week, I'm gonna try getting on every Tuesday and Thursday.
I'll be on next Thursday.
We had
for sure.
technical difficulties last
Yeah.
week, but I explained that on our show, so whoever was listening to that, knows why we didn't have both of us last week, but we had someone to fill in, which is okay. I did most of the talking anyway.
Hopefully we can get an interview with NWA President Bruce Starr.
I'll talk to my friend about that actually, and I'll see if her friend can get a hold of him, because that's
Wink,
her uncle. Wink, wink. But we'll explain more about that on the next show. But as always, guys, you can follow us on Twitter, via UTPA_armbar. And anyone that wants to follow us there, we have 26 followers right now, guys.
Awesome.
I'm following.
Really
yeah,
great.
there you go. And on Facebook, we have. Let's see how many followers we have on Facebook before we close out the show.
28 likes.
We have 26 likes, so we're tied on Facebook and Twitter.
All right. So guys, you can hook us up. You can listen on UTPA. You can follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, post on our pages. Let us know what you guys want to hear us talk about.
Like us on Facebook, UTPA Armbar, and it's just been a good ride. So
and of course this is going to be posted on YouTube, like I said.
First recorded podcast
on YouTube. I hope everything came out well.
Yeah, I hope the audio.
And I'm going to post links to the Facebook and Twitter pages down below, guys.
We're
so
learning.
Keep an eye out. We're learning. It's a process. So keep an eye out for that, guys, and stay tuned for our next show. So
all right, guys. So thanks for listening, and remember, Bronx heel or face, real Bronx never tap. Thanks for listening.